Welcome to the Texas Goat Radio Show. I'm your host, Matorius. This is part 2 of the Owen Benjamin versus his pineal gland.
When my Vegas show, it was so sad when it got canceled and everybody was like, oh shit, they're trying to keep down the bear. It got canceled the week that the Vegas would have been locked down. That was God winking. Or you can celebrate the resurrection of your Savior, Jesus Christ. I don't need to be saving. I'm a special boy. I don't feel good. Guys, it's beautiful what he did because it's a microcosm of what I did on you.
He just spoke about the resurrection of Jesus Christ of Nazareth and said, it's beautiful because of me. You can't make this stuff up.
YouTube. I didn't do it because I wanted to guilt trip people. I did it to show the evil of this world, the machine, that I will accept their removal of my privileges, and then I would rise again at D-Live. They took it all from me, and then it wasn't 3 days later, but a little time later, I'm at D-Live rising. And just know that Jesus could have avoided it. Fact. Guys, when you can walk on water, you can avoid some grabbly Jews and Romans. Most Romans just want to stick their spear and stuff, if you know what I mean. And most of the grabblers are just like, oh, burn him. Guys, I face it all the time. It's very easy to avoid. I could have stayed on YouTube.
I like juice. I like orange juice. Y'all like pulp in your juice? Or no pulp? Pulp. Pope.
I could have played ball. It's not hard. If I could have walked on water, I could have really bailed. He did it to show it they couldn't kill him. And so I'm cleaning out my bear cave. And bear in mind, we haven't thrown rocks in at least 6 months. So I'm clearing out the bear cave and I'm sweeping it and trying to get a bunch of hay out of there and all this stuff. And I see an unopened letter that has been sitting there for a long time. I have no idea how long. And so I'm like, oh, I might as well just open this right now. I like to do most stuff on the stream, but I was like, I'll just open it. This is what the letter said. There's $100 in the envelope.
I think it's obvious at this point that he opens up all of his letters off camera just to see what's in it. I would be very surprised if he opens up anything actually on his live stream.
And it just said, this is some honey so you can continue skipping rocks with your son, fellow Washingtonian. That's all it said. Now, do I think that was a letter directly from God? No, it's from a fellow Washingtonian. But it is also directly from God. Like this happens all the time now. And so I just got done. I'd overcome the thought that I had to keep working, and I went and skipped rocks with my son. And then I opened an envelope, and it had $100 in it, and it said, "This is some honey, so you can continue skipping rocks with your son." Now, is that person God? No. But when you look at the statistical probability, this happens all the time. Cleaning the bear cave, skipping rocks. It is a wink. So anyway, let's start things off. There's two things. We have a quick ghost story.
Just to throw this out there are things called self-fulfilling prophecies. And I think he is I'm not going to call him a master at it, but he's definitely one to milk those for all they're worth.
I don't think as it goes. I think it's the funny thing is when you live in a good house with like good vibes, I'll show it to you. My first instinct was angels. And then my second instinct was I did that with my mind. Amy was outside with the kids. The dogs were in the kennel. And if you look at it just doesn't make any sense. Let me just play this. Somebody made this. Don't spiral about it, by the way. I think it might just be electromagnetism. But check it out.
So the scientists taking control.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now if you can't control your life, then you're happy to have a scientist come in and tell you what to do. And you're happy because I can't control myself, so I need a vaccine.
Right. And that's
this was you're happy because I can't control myself, so I need a vaccine.
In my opinion, it's either an angel.
What do y'all think that was? You think he had one of his kids or Amy in the background pulling the string? Or do you think it just slid, maybe some water on the floor?
That was tidying up.
Or do you think he did it with his mind?
Or it was because my head went like this right as it was happening. Okay, and bear in mind what we're talking about as it happened. He goes, if you can't control yourself, and I go like this, and the chair just goes in.
Yeah.
And listen, I understand if you're just a random observer, you might think like, oh, this is obviously fake. Owen's just, I don't care what you think. It's not. I didn't even notice it. Someone just emailed it to me. Oh, and that's so weird. It's not spooky, Cutter Bear. It's only spooky if you live in a spooky. In my world, it's not spooky. In my world, that's like, did I do that with my mind? My first instinct is angel, obviously. And then second instinct is telekinesis.
Well,
like some sort of electric. And it's not like magic. It's like our children are so young. We don't just like leave.
How much time do you think he spent over the next couple of weeks after this trying to move stuff with his mind? seriously sitting in a room trying to move stuff with his mind. I think at least 2 weeks.
I'm in the house. Amy and the kids were in the garden. Our dogs just run all over the place. So they were in the kennel. And does anyone have any ideas about that? And here's the next level. So you want to know how Amy saw it? So Amy wakes up last night from a dream at 3 o'clock in the morning, goes on Instagram and sees that. Children don't pull chairs that hard. Dude, and it's not like my first instinct is not ghost or demon or anything. My first instinct was literally angel. And then it was, did I do that with my mind? And then I laughed and said, is there a ghost with OCD in my house? Because our house does not have bad energy. It just doesn't. So there is no like, ooh. But if you rewatch this is, just watch this. And I mean, watch the chair. There's clearly nobody in the room. There's no children. No, as my mom, we live at the end. There's nobody here. I mean, there's ducks.
They get it.
I mean, I have to beat it this hard, or else Reddit goes out of control.
She needs to be on all of his streams saying they get it whenever he starts repeating himself. But that's his tactic. He has to repeat it. It's propaganda. You repeat a lie enough, people will start to believe it. Oh, that's the end. Owen Benjamin versus it's crazy to see how he went from somewhat of a normal ish point of view on it to, as soon as his mother said something, he was a psychic whatever, and how far he ran with it. That's crazy how much influence just a few words can have over someone, depending on where they come from. I think I'm going to do a couple of videos on Owen Benjamin versus James True if I can get through it. I tried watching them a few months back, and I just can't stomach James True actually talking, really. Fearing for his life, Bertoria. I'm honestly just trying to get to the 8-minute mark. Owen Benjamin versus Jim Bob. Order 66, my 2 cents. Owen Benjamin. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to do some James True. I would like to know more about him. Anyway, this is the Texas Goat Radio Show, and I'm your host, Matorius. As always, till next time.